Hello and welcome to another GCN indoor training session. We have 45 minutes of power and torque training ahead of us. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to be pretty brutal because we're all doing it on the Passo Giao in the Alta Badia region of the Dolomites. And quite frankly, it's one of the hardest climbs I have ever ridden. It's 10.1 kilometers long, it climbs 922 meters, and that gives an average gradient of 9.1%. But most importantly of all, this is at altitude. So the whole thing is brutal. Now, what have we got in store for us? Well, the gradient, as I said, is 9.1%. What makes this particularly hard is that at no point does it ease below 7%. So we are on for the whole 45 minutes. In a power torque session, we're going to alternate our cadence in blocks. So given that there is no let up in intensity really, we are going from 100 RPM back down to 70 RPM, back up to 100 RPM, back down, all of which is going to be around about threshold. Told you it is going to be hard, so make the most of what we're doing now, which is a gentle warm-up. The bad news, we've only got 2 minutes left, but have a look at that scenery. This is a brutal climb, but it is an absolutely beautiful climb. That is sure enough. So we've got just 2 minutes of warming up, pedaling gently, 100 RPM, maybe just 2 to 5 on the effort level, just getting our bodies used to some exercise before we start the first of our drills. Like I said, we're going close to threshold, and we're looking at blocks of about 5 minutes. The low cadence work, at about 60 to 70 RPM, is going to be harder than the high cadence work. So we're going to be pedaling at 60 RPM at threshold, and then lowering the gears so we can pedal at 110 RPM, and just trying to get a little bit of recovery. But like I said, this climb does not allow for recovery. It is absolutely brutal. Now we're starting in the forest at the bottom. As you can see, it's nice, sheltered, the sun's even out. But I'm going to warn you now, it's going to get epic because we finish at 2,200 meters, and I won't spoil the surprise, but you're going to need some gloves on. Let's put it that way. Now, if you're wondering about equipment today, I'm on an Elite Drivo trainer, and we are riding on an Orbea Orca as well. Right then, 20 seconds to go. The first one is a high cadence. So we are looking to pedal at about 100 RPM, but the intensity's got to go up. So I want you to change gear now, put it in the big ring, increase the resistance on your trainer. We're looking at 100 RPM, and by the end of this 5-minute block, I want you to be just coming up to threshold. So if you know your threshold power, then you're looking at about 90% of it. If you don't know your threshold power, by the end of this 5 minutes, you want to be breathing really hard, but still feel in control. Right, focus on cadence. That's what this is all about. 110 RPM. Now, when it comes to these kind of cadence sessions, you've got to think about your technique at all times. So even when you're working hard, you don't want to be rocking and rolling on the bike. You want to stay nice and solid. Your body's a machine today. It's not weak, it's powerful. That's what you've got to concentrate on. Now, look at that road surface. I'm thinking back to riding this climb, and despite the fact that it's an epic, despite the fact that it's brutal, this bottom section was like riding on a golf course. It was incredible. Okay, you can probably start to hear there's a bit of effort now. We've got a little bit short of breath. I find pedaling at 110 RPM at this kind of intensity really quite tough. So that's another reason to do this kind of session, because the more you do them, the more your body will grow accustomed to this kind of work. And if you do any kind of road racing or bunch riding, it's really important to be able to put the power out whilst riding at a fast cadence. Okay, we've still got 3 minutes to go. We're about to hit one of the many switchbacks on the climb. There we go, riding out the saddle. Pretty difficult at 110 RPM, so you're going to want to stay seated now. You don't get that luxury of kicking out of hairpin bends on beautiful mountain roads. Sorry about that. Going to ignore that left-hand turn. The Paso Giao lies ahead. Under the snow barriers, we're all good today. Past the snow plows. We can't even remotely see the top at the minute, which is always concerning. It's completely hidden up there. The gradient here is brutal. It doesn't look it, but we're on about 9 or 10%. And it hasn't eased up yet. You can see if you look to the right, we've got the valley road down there. You can see the mountain peaks on the other side. Gives you a little bit of an idea about what kind of weather's in store later on. Like I said, I hope you've packed your gloves. Well, don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to the change of cadence. Even though the intensity is going to creep up, this high cadence work is really starting to bite. My effort level is definitely about 7. Approaching threshold. Okay, not long now. I want you to start thinking about what gear you're going to put it in. I want you pedaling at 60 RPM and increase the intensity. So if you've got a power meter, your power is going to be going up. That's a good idea. Drink of water. Here we go. Right. It makes me feel like the gradient is actually real. You can see how steep this bit is. Look up ahead. We got that hairpin bend. You couldn't change gear much on this climb. And I was definitely in my easiest gear. Now you might be wondering why I was in my easiest gear on a 9% climb. Well, I was caught with only a 39 tooth chainring on. 39.28 was just about all I could manage to get up this climb. You wait, the pain is really gonna kick in. Like I said, just focus on keeping solid, keeping smooth. Pedaling at low cadence is a great opportunity to think about your pedal stroke. More importantly, perhaps than that, engage your core muscles. Depending on what you've got in mind that you're training for, you might want to do this workout on the drops if you're after fast, flat riding. Whereas if you're a climber, if you want to ride the Paso Giao and be in the best shape possible, maybe think about riding on the tops. Just rest your hands loosely. Keep the upper body still. You at threshold yet? Now, if you are wondering why you should be doing a power talk session, let me tell you a bit about it. Pedaling at low revs with a high power is a little bit like weight training on the bike. It's really important because it helps to generate a different kind of strength. So ultimately, it can help you recruit muscle fibers that you've already got. So it helps those neuromuscular pathways. Effectively, you get better at cycling without really having to do any kind of development or physiological changes. But then when you keep going and you keep doing it, the physiological changes that you'll go through are unbelievable. So potentially when you mix it in with other training as well, the benefits to your endurance, to your threshold, far outweigh what it actually feels like you're doing here and now on this indoor trainer. Okay, we've got a minute left at 60 RPM at threshold. We're not out of the woods yet though. Literally, you can see we are still in the woods, but we're then gonna go to another 5-minute block. But this time we're back up to 110 RPM, but just try and bring that intensity down a bit. Your heart rate will probably stay the same, but if you've only got a heart rate monitor, then just try and bring your breathing rate down a bit. It won't feel like recovery, but it is. You know what they say, change is as good as a rest. Okay, 13 seconds. Get ready. Change those gears. We're gonna go on this corner and go. That's hard. Bring your cadence up. Up, 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 up. 5 minutes left. Oh, the pain's kicked in already. It'll ease, your body will get used to it. Don't worry. Try and distract yourself. Have a look at that beautiful road, just twisting through the forest. The sun's out. It's quiet, there's no cars. The tarmac is pristine. Riding up mountains does not get better than this, even though the pain is more than real. Look at that view, look at those mountains. I remember thinking at this point that I might have gone a little bit too hard, too quick. When you don't ride mountains all that often, the reality of a 10-kilometer climb can sometimes become all too acute, just a little bit late. I was already well into the pain cave. Totally different feeling to now. My legs are screaming currently, but on that climb, my lungs were burning. Trying to get some oxygen from that thin air. Don't forget to keep drinking. Now's the time. How you feeling? You got that intensity down a bit? Or are you still in a world of pain? You don't need to worry too much because we're going to change things up again. Just 2.5 minutes. We're halfway through this block. We've got 2.5 minutes to go before we get back to that low cadence work. The intensity goes up. The perception of effort, for me at least, goes down. This is the hard bit. Keep trying to think about that body position. Engage your core. Don't move your upper body. Through the tunnel. Still can't even remotely see the top of this climb. It's quite a daunting prospect. We've still got 26 minutes to go and we can't even see the top. Round another hairpin. Keep spinning those legs. Anyone else notice that the sun's gone and the storm clouds are gathering? Oh yeah, you know what's coming. Okay, just less than 30 seconds now till we get to change gear. If you, like me, might need to give your glutes a bit of a rest, just use the transition to temporarily get out of the saddle. This workout should be done entirely seated for the maximum benefit, and that just adds to the pain. Ready, here we go. Boom. Okay, just rest, just change. Now check it out, I had the right idea. Out of the seat, stretch your legs. As soon as I sit down, you sit down. It's a bit shorter, this one. We've got less than 4.5 minutes to go. Okay, that's enough stretching. Straight back in. Even though the effort has gone up, it still feels easier. I don't know about it to you, but it's 60 RPM. It's a welcome respite. As I said, the gradient on this climb is relentless, so this is the perfect place to do those training sessions. that are just over and under your threshold. These are the best ones to really build that top end fitness. The kind of fitness that will help you ride faster up climbs, hold on to the group ride, win races, win time trials. It is super important. Just keep that body position still. Uh-oh, I can see the top. Look in the distance. See that distant peak? That's where we're going. Stay seated around this hairpin. I know it's tempting to get out of the saddle. You know how it feels to kick around a hairpin bend, changing gear, stretching out the saddle. But we are doing some specific training here. Sit glued in the saddle. Think of your favorite pro cyclist that rides like this. Maybe you're a fan of Jan Ullrich. He never got out of the saddle. Just pedaling so strongly, rock steady. Got a minute and a half to go before we're back to the high cadence. Minute left. We're a long way into this climb right now. Over halfway in fact. Still 450 meters of vertical ascent to go. But you can start to see the top in the distance, those mountains. Okay, get ready to change gear. 110 RPM. We're going to change by these posts. Here we go. Let off the power just fractionally. But if you can, just build up that cadence again to 110 RPM. It's the recovery that isn't recovery. Look at those mountains. That's the Dolomites at its best. Huge spires of granite and covered in snow. This place is epic. So epic, maybe we should go to black and white for a bit. We've got just 3 talk sessions to do after this. 3 more blocks. And they're going to be shorter, but they're going to be even harder. That effort level is going up to a 9 in a minute. Above your threshold pace. This is one of the most infamous climbs of the Dolomites, this one. The Giro has been up here on numerous occasions. And it's always been on a decisive stage. You can see why. 10k at 9%, going up to 2,500 meters of altitude. Only the true climbers survive up here. So if you're suffering, don't worry about it. We'll get them back on the descent. Keep drinking. Look at those mountains off to the right. Incredible. And I think we've just met the bad weather. A few snowflakes, just to make it even more epic. Maybe take your mind off how hot you've become training indoors. Remember, if you're struggling like me on these high cadence drills, just remember the more you do it, the easier it gets. And we've not got long to go. Just 30 seconds of this one, and 15 minutes in total. Focus on that huge spire of rock. That's where we're going. Okay, get ready to change gear. 5 seconds. We want to go back to 60 RPM. Get out of the saddle again. Just stretch those glutes off. Back in the saddle, that's what it's all about. If you're not hurting now, you're not trying hard enough. This effort is really starting to bite, but the end is in sight. Look at that view. You get a sense of just how high we are now. Maybe if you're out of breath, it's because of the altitude. Tell yourself that. Look at that. Keep thinking about that core. You could be doing this no-handed, just resting on the bars. Okay, after this one, like I said, the efforts get shorter and they get harder. The end is in sight, so just dig in, focus on the end of every interval, focus on every change in direction in the road, drag yourself to each corner and tick it off mentally, one by one. Another corner down, not many to go. Another corner down. The top is in sight. Look at that weather. Here we go, more snow. 2 more minutes at 60 RPM. Threshold. The pain is getting too much, just keep thinking about the results. Keep thinking about the fact that this session is worth even more than 45 minutes at threshold. This is about neuromuscular improvements. This is about making more of what you've got already. Just working hard. One minute to go before the high cadence work again. Look at the names on the road. This is Giro d'Italia country and no mistake. Think of those battles on snowy mountains in the Dolomites. True epics. You can tell it's getting colder, I even zip my jersey up, look. 30 seconds to go, and just 10.5 minutes until we've climbed the Passo Giao in the Dolomites. All 10.1 kilometers. Another corner done. Get ready to change gear. We're going back up to 100 RPM, and this time, leave it 1 gear harder. Let's just dial up the effort even more. Make it count. Ready? Go! If you find yourself struggling too much, just back it off a gear. It's the cadence that's important now. Keep doing that work. Keep doing that structured work. Make it count. We haven't suffered up 95% of the Giao already just to bail out of our workout. No way. We're seeing this through to the end. Come on, dig in. Look at those mountains, look at that snow. This isn't meant to be easy. This is meant to make you fitter, make you stronger. Okay, we're coming back down the gears. 60 RPM, but above threshold. 110% of your threshold. That's 9 out of 10 on the effort level. Almost unmanageable. Except it's not, because we're ready to suffer for this. Another corner down. There's the top. 2, 1, change gear. Remember, these intervals are shorter, just 2 minutes. Can you see it? That is the top. That is the top. Just over 1 kilometer to go. At this speed, I'm afraid that's a few more minutes of suffering. Suffering on a 10% mountain, suffering in the snow, suffering with sore legs and burning lungs. It's all going to come to an end. Remember that. This is not an easy workout, so you are doing super well. This comes straight from Matt Stevens' Pain Cave. Maximum bang for your buck. Get ready. We're going to change back down to 110 RPM when we get to these snow poles. Go! Ah, man, 110 RPM. Ah! Here we go. Keep that wattage down, just below threshold. I'm sorry, no recovery. We've got just one more interval to do after this. One more to make it count. One more to finish the jow. I've heard that building at the top does a mean hot chocolate. That's where I'm going. I don't know about you. There's also beer on tap for Lloydie. We're so close now. One more interval. We just got 30 seconds left of fast pedaling before we can bin that for the day. Good riddance, I say. Then another 2 minutes of low cadence, over threshold, suffering. Good old-fashioned pain. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down through the gears. Increase that power. Decrease that cadence. Sometimes it's not just about the physiological work, it's about the mental work. Every time you hurt yourself, you know you can go that deep again. Pain is good, especially when you are dishing it out. 1.5 minutes to go, and then we're on our warm down. I think you can see how much I'm suffering in this video. I'm weaving all over the road. 2,200 meters, no oxygen. There's the top. We're nearly there. 1 minute and 10 of hard work, then we can enjoy that final stretch. Put it into your easiest gear and roll victorious up the last couple hundred meters of the Paso Giao. Less than a minute. This should be you all done, all spent, everything out. Keep focusing on that core, stay motionless. 30 seconds to go. Into the snow. I told you you needed gloves. Look at this. 15 seconds. Look at that face. Tells a story. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the intervals are over. Easiest gear, easiest gear. Just keep those legs moving. 90 RPM. We are nearly at the top. And now we can enjoy this moment riding up over the top of the Paso Giao. Having done 10.1 kilometers at 9%. That's telling me to do 90 RPM. I'm not sure I can do that. Look at that scenery. Sometimes it's worth getting on your bike when the weather's bad to see stuff like that. Look at that, incredible stuff. Keep breathing deeply. Get your body back under control. Take a drink. If you don't get to come out and ride this climb next year, maybe keep an eye out for it in the pro races. You'll certainly know about it when the riders go up it. We've got plenty more climbs from the Alta Badia region for you to train along to. So make sure you stay tuned to GCN. Subscribe, it's completely free. You just have to click on the globe when it appears. And then in the meantime, if you fancy more, I'm not suggesting right now because I think you'll be hurting, but Matt Stevens has already done 2 of these brutal sessions. If you click just up there, you get through to the Paso Campo Lungo. Just down there, you get through to Falso Reggio. He's a hard taskmaster, so enjoy them.